This book presents a practical and deeply personal approach to spirituality for the modern seeker. It argues that a fulfilling spiritual life doesn't require adherence to a single religious doctrine but can be consciously constructed from a diverse palette of wisdom, practices, and personal introspection. The journey begins by deconstructing the very idea of spirituality, moving it from the realm of organized religion into the personal and secular. Here, spirituality becomes a framework for seeking meaning, connection, and depth in everyday life. The core proposition is that you are the author of your own spiritual narrative, empowered to draw from traditions, intuition, and critical thought to create something uniquely resonant. The first major theme explores the mechanics of this secular spirituality. It envisions a synthesis where the structured wisdom of world religions, the intuitive insights often found in occult practices like meditation or tarot, and the clear-eyed questioning of a skeptical mind are not at odds, but in dialogue. This approach honors the human need for ritual and transcendence while firmly rooting the experience in personal authenticity and intellectual honesty. It encourages you to borrow from religious rituals not out of obligation, but for their psychological and communal power, and to engage with intuitive practices not as blind belief, but as tools for self-reflection and unlocking subconscious wisdom. The skeptical mindset is presented not as a spiritual killjoy, but as a necessary filter, ensuring that your chosen practices genuinely serve your growth and understanding rather than becoming dogmas in their own right. From this foundation, the book turns to the profound role of ritual in weaving spirituality into the fabric of daily existence. Rituals are reframed not as empty routines or mandatory ceremonies, but as personal touchstones we consciously create. They are the punctuation marks in the story of our lives, offering pause, reflection, and connection. A ritual can be as simple as a mindful morning coffee, a weekly walk in nature, or a specific way of commemorating personal milestones. Their power lies in their intentionality, the act of infusing an ordinary moment with extraordinary significance. By designing rituals that align with our deepest values, we build a rhythmic structure for our lives that fosters stability, marks growth, and transforms mundane tasks into acts of meaning. These practices anchor us, providing reliable spaces for joy, grief, gratitude, and recentering amidst life's constant flux. The narrative then expands to address a historical imbalance, advocating for the reintegration of the feminine into our spiritual understanding. It examines how many spiritual traditions have been shaped by predominantly masculine perspectives, often sidelining qualities like intuition, empathy, nurturing, and relational wisdom. Reclaiming the divine feminine is presented not as a rejection of the masculine, but as a move toward wholeness. This involves exploring ancient goddess archetypes, honoring the cyclical wisdom of nature and the body, and validating intuitive ways of knowing. The goal is a more holistic and inclusive spiritual practice that draws from the full spectrum of human experience, thereby healing historical oversights and creating a richer, more balanced path to the sacred. Finally, the book confronts the ultimate canvas upon which this personal spirituality is painted, the inherent absurdity of existence. Drawing from existential thought, it acknowledges that the universe may not offer a pre-packaged, grand purpose. Rather than leading to despair, this void is framed as the ultimate freedom. The absence of an inherited script means you are liberated to write your own. Meaning is not discovered but created through your relationships, your passions, your creative acts, and the values you choose to embody. This is the pinnacle of a self-authored spiritual life, embracing the absurd with a spirit of defiant joy and taking full responsibility for imbuing your journey with significance. It's a call to live authentically, to find profound purpose in the personal and the mundane, and to understand that a life well lived is its own most beautiful and meaningful creation. Book title: No Nonsense Spirituality.